meditation. So this morning we covered creating your sacred space. A lot of people like to use that term. It's a sacred space. And so before we continue, let's just kind of discuss, like define what that so-called sacred space is. The easiest way to understand it is what my teacher told me many years ago. Grandmaster Chokoksui said, okay, when you meditate, when you do your spiritual work, try to do it in the same space over and over again. He said, like, if you're going to meditate in a certain part of your house, don't be jumping around. Try to do it in the same space all the time. And he said the reason for that is because when you generate spiritual energy, when the divine energy comes down to your system, it disintegrates a lot of negative thoughts and emotions, flushes it out, right? And then, assuming you have a very intense meditation, that spiritual energy gets anchored into that space. So every time you sit there, you already brought into that frequency. Make sense? Now, the opposite is also true. Like, you will notice that if you have a fight, an argument with someone, in an office, part of your home, for some strange reason, every time you go to that space, it kind of triggers stuff, right? That's why they look at certain places, whoa, that place is not a good luck place. Or even at the minimum, even if you don't know anything about energy, you go to a certain part of a building, a house, or work, subconsciously, part of you kind of remember, yeah, this is the place that my boyfriend, my girlfriend, I broke up. Get what I mean? It triggers you. So even if you don't know anything about energy, those thought forms are already there. So that works on the negative side as well as the positive side. So we covered that this morning of clearing your space first, because people keep saying, oh yeah, I want to put crystals in my place. I want to put this, put that in. You want to put all this stuff with energy into your space. But if you don't first clear out the garbage, well, guess what you just did? You're just adding more energy. If there's a lot of dirty energy there, you just fed it. That's what happens. On the side note, that's the reason why when things start opening up in your area, you're gonna see these what do you call these health and wellness fair, FAIR, where they're booth after booth after booth, and you're gonna see people going, okay, sit under this pyramid, sit under this, sit under that. Ugh, I won't touch those. Not because I'm paranoid, it's because I look at them. Okay, one person sits in there, and they go through a purge, whatever. They're sitting inside this so-called pyramid, right? I look at them, they're doing a purging, and they come out, oh, how do you feel? Oh, I feel so much better. And the next person goes, let me try it. They go in and go, and they start, crying, screaming, yelling, and going, oh. You just imagine somebody vomited in a place, and you just go, ooh, let me try it. They sit there and vomit again on top of it, because a pyramid focuses and concentrates. And they go, oh, but they have crystals there. That's even worse. Because a crystal is an energy condenser. It absorbs, stores, and projects energy. And I know you guys say, but my crystal never gets dirty. I'm sure you don't want to hear what I have to say about that. It's just like saying, oh, I have this piece of cloth. It never gets wet. Anyway, it's in nature, it's intrinsic nature to absorb and store energy. That's why if you meditate with it, it generates a lot of spiritual energy. And that's also the same reason why it protects you from negative energy, is because if you're wearing it, somebody projects negative thoughts at you. That crystal you're wearing acts as a shock absorber and absorb all that negative energy being sent to you instead of going to your system. So if you say your crystal doesn't absorb negative energy, then it's useless. Oh, never thought of that. Exactly. Most people go on feeling and opinion, not science. They don't think. So that's why, sometimes when I tell people, okay, I would wash that crystal before you use it. Or I would say, okay, you're sitting in that pyramid thing. Why don't you just pull the pyramid out, energetically clear the space with sage, sandalwood, or whatever before you sit in it again? Nope. They won't listen to me. Yeah, you don't understand. Some cosmic rays is coming down and certain angelic beings are cleaning it. I'm going, alrighty. Sayonara. Why should I force my opinion on you? Because all I'm trying to do is help you, but you think you're right, so go for it. The teacher never forces. We suggest, but sometimes students have to learn it the hard way. Then they come out, yeah, I went to that expo and I went to this pyramid thing. I came out, man, I was throwing up, it's this and that. I go, uh-huh. All right, remember what I told you that, they don't clear it? Go, yeah, I kind of believe you now. I go, okay, well, suffering is a good teacher. You know why? Because it makes you realize, oh, yeah, what was said was true. So in creating your sacred space, don't think of what I can put in. First thing you think of, what can I take out? Get the crap out of the room first before you add whatever else you want to add in. Not to mention, as you clear the space, remove all negative energy and so on, right there and then it's replaced by higher frequencies, especially if you do a lot of spiritual practice. So it's just a quick recap on the cleansing. You can use incense, sandalwood or sage. If you know anyone having respiratory issues, you can't have incense there. You can play sound. Like if you've ever been to our events, we always play, we have a CD, I don't have it here with me, Om, Message of Plays Om. We always use that to clean the space. In fact, when I travel, that's what I do. When I have no idea who slept in the room before, right, in the hotel. So what I do is if I'm teaching or I have to leave the room, I have my iPod, and a speaker. I put it right in the bed, aim the speaker at the pillows. Press play, press repeat, crank it up, leave. A few hours later, when I'm done, when I come back, the place is clean. Another way is essential oils. A lot of times hotels don't want to let you light incense because they think you're smoking. Well, technically you are, just not from your mouth. So anyway, make a long story short, what you can do is you can put, like if you have your vent, your, what do you call this? The AC. Yeah. So what I do is I turn it off. I take lavender oil or eucalyptus oil, or not end. Just pour it on or whatever, splash it, and then turn it on. As soon as the air blows, it will carry all those cleaning energies to the room. So lavender is a little bit of blue and violet. Those are the color energies. Eucalyptus is orange, cleansing. You can even put some sage oil, which is green, blue, violet. Anyway, you learn that in Pranic Healing. The different oils have different frequencies. So what I do is I splash it on, turn it on. Within a few minutes, you go, not only does it smell good, it feels lighter. So that's clearing the space. Okay, there are many other ways. Those are just simple, easy ways. Now, as far as generating spiritual energy, it's still better if you generated it. You generated yourself. What do I mean? So when you're doing your meditation and spiritual practice, as you raise your frequency, that energy coming in through you also radiates to the room. And if you're doing the same meditation or your spiritual practice in the same space over and over again, as we said, in the previous statement, or when you first started, the energy gets anchored to the place. I'll give you an example. This is pretty freaky. Many years ago, a friend who's also a Pranic Healing student, he could see energy. Okay, not all the time, but on occasion, when it's intense, he would see it. So he came into the house, and he walked in. The first thing he said is, "What's going on there?" My wife and I look at it like, "What do you mean, what's going on there?" "Over there, or that spot." So he went over and pointed to this area. I go, "Why?" I see a column of light in that space. My wife and I look at each other and go, "What are you seeing?" "Yeah, it's like a column of light in this area." Oh, I told him nothing. Nothing happening there. But directly above it is exactly where I do my meditation every day. He goes, "Oh, wow. Interesting." Because it seems like the light is coming all the way down. I go, "Oh." Then that's when I remember what my teacher told me. Meditate in the same space. Because that place becomes sacred. So now you have a better understanding what sacred space means. A lot of people use it. You ask them what I mean. They have no clue. It just sounds like a spiritual word. Sacred space means that place is infused with spiritual energy. That's why if you're from India, you have a puja room, right? Puja is ritual, prayer room. You don't sit there and go and play your violent video games or sit there and watch, I don't know, Terminator or something, right? It's a special room with a certain frequency of spirituality. Make sense? So that is actually where the premise comes from when it comes to feng shui. I know a lot of you say, oh yeah, how come you never talk about feng shui yet? The word feng and shui, feng in Chinese is wind or air, or fast-moving air, wind. Shui is water. So most people say, yeah, what does wind and water have to do with energy? It's simply describing the fluidic nature of life force or prana or chi. So feng shui is essentially a body of knowledge of managing the energy in your environment. Ooh, I sound intelligent, huh? Basically, it's regulating the energy around you. As we said earlier this morning, you and I are like the fish in an aquarium. Feng shui is nothing more than trying to increase the quality of the water in that aquarium. Anyway, this is not a feng shui class, so we're teaching that again in 2 months. Pranic feng shui, where the pranic self-healing is a prerequisite, because what people don't realize, feng shui is connected to certain chakras in your body. Okay, the only thing I can tell you right now to make it easy is, I think some of you are asking about it, is when you're meditating, try to meditate in a clean space. Like, I wouldn't do my meditation in an airport. You know, people are stressed out of their mind trying to catch flights. And if I need to go meditate somewhere, I would always clean it up first, energetically. Okay? Another thing that some of you mentioned earlier is meditating facing east. Also valid, but nothing connected to the sun. Most people ask, hey, what do you meditate facing east? Oh, because the sun comes from the rises in the east. That's not always true. Depends on which part of the world you're at and how the earth is, the axis is. It's not always rising east. So there goes your theory. But it's the easy explanation when you're telling someone, oh, when you meditate face east, it has nothing to do with the sun. And then some of you go, oh, that's blasphemy. For the longest time, I've heard it already. Just keep an open mind. You see, in feng shui, there's 3 types. There's 3 schools. There's directional feng shui, where like each direction has a certain frequency. So depending on what you're doing, your activity has to match the frequency you want. It just so happened that the energy coming from the east is spiritual. And the color of that is violet. Okay, it's in the Super Brain Yoga book by my teacher, so that's why I can say it publicly. So in other words, if all of us face east, our crown chakra gets more activated because the crown chakra will get stimulated by the violet energy coming in. Regardless of your birth date, regardless of your astrological sign, and whatever else. Make sense? It's just like if you wash your hand with soap, I don't care what your birthday is, it will clean your hands. Right? If there's a fire and it's hot, it doesn't matter what your astrological sign is. You put your hand there, your hand burns. Similar principle. Every direction has certain frequency. If all of us face a certain direction, it has an effect on all of us. Okay? So that's directional feng shui. The other one is called form feng shui. Form. Like if I take a pen, this is sharp, this side is blunt. So if I take the sharp end, I go like this, I go ouch. If I go like this, I don't feel anything. Well, I feel a pressure, but no pain. So that's when you look at the things in your room. You know, what are things in your room that the form pierces your energy or makes your energy stronger? That's form feng shui. So this is part of creating your sacred space. Okay. The third school of feng shui is called elemental feng shui. Different elements: fire, water, air, earth, metal. So this is most apparent in your kitchen. The stove where you cook, obviously, is fire. The sink where you wash your hands is water. And one of the traditional feng shui rules is you don't want your stove directly facing your sink. Water puts out fire. So, and there are corrections to it. Anyway, you get my point. I'm just sharing this with you to kind of open your mind that the environment is not just like, well, I walk into this place, it feels right, it doesn't feel right. There are other factors in it. What are the elements that are present? What is the direction when you do stuff? Okay, what are the shapes? What are the things that are hanging, whatever? And one more thing, what's hanging on your walls? Here's the part that most people don't think of. And after this, we'll do our meditation. Okay, this is not a feng shui class. It's not to tell you what I know about it. It's just to kind of open your mind to realize that in creating your sacred space, you have to take all these things into account. Okay? The example I want to give you is something like this. And let me give you a disclaimer. I'm not an interior designer. And art is not my specialization. You know, if you've ever been to our classes, the best art I can do is a stick person, circle. Okay, so anyway, so I'm not a connoisseur of art. But many years ago, I remember my teacher told me, he said, look, a lot of people don't think about this. If you buy a painting, you know, expensive painting, and it's really chaotic, right? But it is expensive, a well-known artist. Okay. You buy it, you put it in your wall. He goes, okay, question number one. What is the mindset of that painter or that artist while they're painting it? Well, what is coming out of their actions is a reflection of what's going on in their consciousness. To come out with beauty, there has to be beauty within. To come out with chaos, it must be chaos within. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this out, right? Okay. So as that artist is painting it, the chaotic energy, the anger, the stress, whatever it is that's going through them, is what? Manifested on the canvas. That means it's infused into canvas. You bought that canvas, you slap it on your wall. So, 24 hours a day, all that stress and that chaos is radiating to your house. And so every time you look at it, in addition to the energy radiating like this, you look at it, now there's a connection, you look at it, and before you know it, that energy is now messing with your chakras. Was it worth it? Did I hit you yet? Yeah, but I paid a lot of money to it. Yeah, no kidding. You're still paying for it. So that's why one of the things that we teach, it's not just, okay, it looks good, whatever you have to, is it appropriate? Is the frequency good? In fact, there's a scanning technique on your aura and your chakras to see if it's something good for you or not. I'll give you an inside tip. Some people say, oh, this picture is good for money. Good luck for money. All you have to do is get somebody who doesn't believe in any of this stuff, as in, think it's hocus pocus. That's the guy you want. You go, why? Why don't I get somebody like who's a non-believer? Because they will be honest with you. What you do is this. You said, Joe, whatever the name is. Okay, Joe, I want you to look at the blank wall. So you look at the blank wall. You scan the basic chakra. Okay, if you don't know what I'm talking about, take the pranic healing class in your area, the self-pranic healing that's coming up, whatever. Learn how to scan energy. The basic chakra is on your butt, basically facing backwards. People say, oh, it's in the butt, front or back. The front is sex chakra. The other one's the basic chakra. Don't get too confused. All right, anyway, you have Joe face the wall. Just look at the wall. You scan the basic chakra. That's your baseline measurement. You have to have a baseline measurement. It shocks the heck out of me when I'm in class, people say, oh yeah, the chakra is bigger. What was it before? I don't know, but it's bigger. It's just like something's hot compared to what? Right? Even Einstein, that's where he came up with relativity. If you're 100 miles per hour, that's in relation to someone standing still. But that person is not 100 miles per hour if the person observing them is on a train going 50 miles per hour. Relative, okay? So you have to have a baseline. So the baseline is Joe looks at the wall, scan the basic, okay, it's a certain size, certain strength. You say, okay, Joe, look at this picture, painting, whatever it is. For them, doesn't matter. A wall is just as good as a painting because for them, they don't believe in anything. That's why they're perfect. Here's the key. If they look at your painting, your drawing, whatever it is that you claim to be very good for prosperity, if their basic chakra expands, then it's good. If it shrinks, better sell it. Or whatever you want to do with it. Now, I would recommend, if you're smart, do at least 2-3 people. So the experiment will be valid. Don't pick somebody who believes in it already. They're going to go, they look at the wall, okay. They look at it, oh, it's prosperity energy. Yeah. You don't need the picture. The basic chakra will expand. It's called bias. You get my point? I know some of you going, how come you're so cynical? Thank you for the compliment. Because I've been fooled way too many times. I get bumps on top of my bumps. That's why my teacher always says, do not swallow anything blindly. Just because it's written in a book doesn't make it true. Just because a lot of people believe it makes it true. I read somewhere, somebody was telling me, there are some people doing conspiracy theory about gravity. What was it? Let me read it to you. This is a good one. Actually, this was sent by my co-author for the book, Your Hands Can Heal You. Gravity is just a conspiracy to keep people down. Get it? Gravity, keep people down. Anyway. Believe it or not, people go, yeah, man, that's right. It's all fabricated because it's supposed to, so people are suppressed. No wonder you got problems. Even the Buddha said, do not believe something just because I said it. Okay? So in creating your sacred space, watch what you put on your walls. Just because somebody tells you, hey, if you put it up there, give you good luck. You say, okay, I'll give it a try. You experiment. Okay? That's just to give you an overall idea. However, all of that is great and wonderful. But the most important part in creating sacred space is not the stuff you buy, it's not the stuff that you decorate with. All those are important, but nowhere as important as the energy that is radiating through you. I hope you got that. Because I've seen people, sometimes I'm going, do I have to witness this? I've known people, this is what I say, oh, I bought this crystal, I'm wearing this pendant, I got this thing that was blessed by this guru and that master and all that, and I'm looking at them going, and yeah, I'm still waiting for it to work, to have more, give me more inner peace and this and that. I go, when was the last time you did your meditation? I don't know, a few weeks ago, about a month ago maybe, when there was a holiday, so I was with a bunch of people, we prayed, we meditate. See where the problem is? They're relying on external things. Okay? They're relying on external things to define the peace that they're looking for. Get the idea? So, it'll never be enough. There's always a better crystal. There's always a better CD. There's always a better pendant, a better this, a better that. When, if you strip away everything, there's nothing. They're not doing their meditation, their spiritual practice. They'll never achieve what they want. So in creating your sacred space is both internal and external. All the stuff you're doing with crystals, with incense, with all that is to create the proper external space, which is very important. But it's nowhere as important as keeping your internal space sacred. How's your level of inner peace? How's your emotional control? How is your control over your thoughts? That's your inner space. That's the one you want to keep sacred. That's that. Now you know why we keep doing our meditations. Not because, oh, well, we got to give you guys something to do. It's a means to an end. So when all is said and done, you're creating your inner sacred space, and the outer sacred space is to support it. Okay? Don't get trapped by doing everything external, hoping it will change you internally. Doesn't work. I think some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, I'll just share a story with you because this is hilarious. I have an aunt, you have to say it right, aunt. You know, my accent, sometimes people think aunt. You know those little crawly things? No, my mother's sister. Something like that. All right. I have an aunt that her house is in remodeling phase for over 10 years. I mean, it's not a huge house, but it's constantly in remodeling phase. You know why? See, I come from the Philippines. You know, the Chinese community in the Philippines, you know, they like to say, oh, you're in the Philippines, so you have access to China, Taiwan, and all the southeastern countries, right? And so in the Chinese community, they go, ooh, there's a feng shui master coming from China. So you pay a ton of money, having come to your house, and, you know, to make sure that it's worth their time, so you believe it, they go, tear this wall down, put another wall here, move this bedroom here, whatever. So the more expensive the renovation is, and the more they say it, the more people believe them. Oh, yeah. So my aunt start, you know, she has money, so she start, you know, having, and when I talk about wall, it's not like here in the United States where most of it's particle board. Over there is concrete with bars in between, you know, rebar. So while that's being torn down, creating this new thing, ooh, in the Chinese community, there's a famous feng shui master who could see energy that comes from, I don't know, Timbuktu, whatever. So they pay more money. This guy, remember, the first guy gave the instruction, the stuff that was done is not yet done yet. The next guy comes along. Ah, master, what do you see? They go, oh, not very good. You know, make up some stuff. That is wrong. This is right. You go, I'm not even done with this stuff and it's already wrong. Okay, fix it. They pay more money. Now, this guy is more expensive than the first guy, so this guy must be right. I think I'm too direct for you guys. Huh? If you can't handle it, turn me off. But some of you know what I'm talking about. So, then my aunt's happy. You know the rest of the story. Then some dude, some channeling master on feng shui just came from near-death experience and could see all the entities in charge of the earth and the sun and blah, 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 blah. And they're charging triple the price of the first two dudes. Oh, he must be good. I think you're getting the point. So this guy comes along, and of course he would say, they're all wrong based on what's channeling the spirits that tell me. I'm going. So in the span of those 10 years, it's like, you're not done tearing things down, they're creating something else. And then my aunt finally asked me and says, I heard you teach feng shui. I go, yeah, I do. Could you look at my house? I'm going, do I want to do this? But she says, please, you know, I've looked at this. And, okay, I'll take a look. I look around and go, very, very simple. Okay, you change this, you just move this around. I don't have to tear the wall. No, you don't need to tear the wall down. All you have to do is arrange the bed like this. All of them are simple. Probably doesn't cost them much more money than rearranging some stuff. And I said, put this here to create this energy, and this and that, and tear this down. Not tear down. Take this image down. Very simple things. She's like, that's it? Yeah. She didn't tell me, of course. Well, I'm guessing what going through my mind is like, I spent all this money and this. I go, and I didn't charge her anything. I think you understand what I'm saying. Because a lot of it is important, you know, but changes are good, you know. But the internal change is more important. It doesn't mean that the more walls you tear down, the more stuff you put up, the holier you become. The inner sacred space is more important than the outer sacred space, relatively. But it's just as important. The outside is still as important. But don't sacrifice the internal sacred space for the sake of external sacred space. Because think about it. When you go on a pilgrimage, what do you do? What do you do? Why do people go on pilgrimages? Number one, to get away from their old environment, to get away from the thought forms. Number two, go to a place that specializes in what? spiritual practice. So that means that energy is already saturated with spiritual energy. And there's the third one, which none of you probably will agree, but give it a shot. You'll notice pilgrimages oftentimes require time, travel, and some people difficulties, or let's just say challenges. The question is why? Part of it is to work out karma. So on the way to that top of that hill, your body has to exert. You might have some this pain or that back pain or whatever pain, and you have to power through it. So as you power through it, because this is very important. I have to go to see this saint. I have to go to this temple, this cathedral, whatever. Spend this much money and whatever. It strengthens your willpower and your focus. And on the way there, when you have certain difficulties or challenges and you overcome it, it builds character and it works out negative karma. That's why you never hear people, I'm going to have a pilgrimage next door. Right? It's always like, I'm going to climb this and climb that. By the way, I'm a little biased. That's why behind me here is actually an image of tiger's nest in Bhutan. So all of you who are watching Bhutan, I miss you. Okay. Anyway, I've been to that monastery 3 times. Essentially, Thimphu is 7,000 feet elevation. And then you travel, I think 3.5. You guys better help me out. I forgot already. 3.5. It's 3.5 hours going up. You have 2 choices. You can walk all the way up, or the first 35, 40 minutes, you can ride a little horse that's always is riding at the edge of the cliff, just to give you a little more excitement. For some reason, that's the trail. And from there, you walk up, and part of it is like this steep. And it's shocking. You'll see people in their 70s, maybe 80s or 90s doing it. Of course, they're doing it slowly. But you could look at the determination. I need to get up there. And when they get up to that, if you can see this here, that's actually where the monastery is. And there's a cave where Guru Padmasambhava, the originator of Tibetan Buddhism, meditated. And it's quite amazing. This monastery, by the way, I don't get an endorsement, I don't get a commission for this, okay? Just don't think I'm doing an infomercial. I'm just telling you my experience. It's amazing. You got up there, part of me go, I gotta do it. And you see people, with their walking stick pushing their way up, because not only is it high elevation, some of it is like incline, right? When you get there, there's a sense of euphoria when you get there. And there are many rooms, they call them temples, I think. But they're actually rooms with statues of the teacher and just lots of spiritual energy. And after you work out, your karma, you get up there, you enter these rooms, you sit and meditate, bliss out of your mind. So anyway, that's all. So I'll share that with you. So if you get a chance, when things open up, it's definitely a place you visit your, what do you call this? Travel agent and get there. It's a very beautiful place. And if you're looking for party, forget it. Spiritual party, yeah, it happens in the inner world. All right, that's all. All right, shall we meditate? I hope you got something out of the inner and outer space. All right. Now, don't be asking me about extraterrestrials and aliens. That's another class. All right. To the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother, to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers, personally to my teacher, Master Chokhok Sui Mahagu Jamiling, we thank you for divine light, divine love, guidance, help, healing, and divine protection. We thank you in full faith, and so it is. All right. Shall we? Take your left hand, tap your heart center, take your right hand, tap your crown. Put your hand like this. Repeat. I am that. I'm not the body, I'm not the emotion, not the thoughts, I am the soul. I am a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power. I am that, the soul, the spiritual self. I am connected in one to my higher soul. I am connected in one to the divine spirit, the divine spark within me. I am a child of God, I'm one with God, I'm one with all. There is only oneness. So it is. Just be still. Just be aware of your crown, a few inches above your crown. I am that. I'm one with God. I'm one with all. There's only oneness. Now open your hands in blessing. Just say, our hearts are one, our souls are one, our spirits are one. There is only oneness. So imagine the earth in front of you, the size of a little ball. Be aware of your heart in your hands. Fill the earth with beautiful pink light. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Wherever there's hatred anywhere in the world, let me sow unconditional love. Bless your family, your loved ones, with peace and unconditional love. Your relatives, friends, people you work with, flood them all with beautiful pink light. Let the pink light spread to the city, province, state, country. Let it keep expanding to the entire earth. Where there's injury, let me sow pardon and forgiveness. Where there's doubt, let me sow faith. Where there's despair, let me sow hope. Think of all the people going through challenges in their life. Some could still be sick with COVID. Some could be affected by other ailments and diseases. Some could be having financial issues, relationship problems. There's so many people who are suffering, having challenging times. Visualize their lives improving. Flood them with beautiful pink light. May all of them be blessed with hope and with faith and a better tomorrow. So be it. So be it. Where there's darkness, let me sow light. Where there's sadness, let me sow joy. Be aware of your heart in your hands. Bless every person, every being on earth with peace, with love, with a spirit of forgiveness, with hope and with faith, with light and joy. So be it. May all be blessed. Now be aware of your heart. Take a deep breath. Be aware of your crown. Exhale. Just be still. Be aware of your crown in your hands. Fill the earth with beautiful golden light. Bless the people you love with golden light. And just see it expanding everywhere and filling the entire earth. From the heart of God, through my soul, through my entire being, may every person, every being on earth be blessed with love and kindness. Let all be blessed with great joy and happiness, with understanding, harmony, and divine peace. May all be blessed without exception. So be it. You and I are just the channels and the pipelines. May these blessings flow through us unimpeded, flooding every person, every being on earth with peace, with love, and with kindness. Just be still and let the blessings flow through us. So it is. Now be aware of your heart, be aware of your crown. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Imagine golden light even brighter than before, filling the entire earth. Think of all the people you know who could use a blessing. Fill them with this intense golden light. So much golden light. So much golden light. From the center of the heart of God, through my soul, through my entire being, may every person, every being on earth, in the higher dimensions, higher worlds, middle worlds, even the lower worlds, let all beings in every dimension and direction be blessed with God's unconditional love and kindness. Let all be blessed with inner peace and inner healing. Let all be blessed with understanding, with harmony, goodwill, and the willingness to do good. So be it. Blessings be to all. May all be blessed with peace, love, and kindness, with inner peace, inner healing. May all be blessed with the willingness, not just the intention, not just the thought or words, but actually the willingness to take action and serve others, the people, the animals, the planet. So be it. So be it, and so it is. Now just be still. To further raise our frequency of love, we will chant Om Mani Padme Hum, the universal mantra of mercy and compassion. Just be aware of your heart and your crown at the same time as we do it. Keep projecting golden light everywhere. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Blessings be to all. All means all, even the people who don't like us. May they all be blessed with peace, with love, and with kindness. So be it. So be it. So it is. Now just lower your hands on your lap, palms up, keep your eyes closed, keep your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Just be still. Imagine a beautiful golden star floating above your head. Be aware of the love within your heart. Send a stream of love from your heart up to the crown and into that beautiful golden light. Again, send a stream of love from your heart up to the crown and into that beautiful golden star. Your entire consciousness and awareness is now inside that beautiful golden star. Just be still. To further raise the frequency of your internal space, your inner space, your sacred internal space. Just listen. All negative thoughts, negative energies in your aura and your chakras are disintegrated, flushed out completely. Just be still. Let the energy penetrate to all your chakras, your energy channels, and your different energy bodies, loosening, disintegrating, and flushing out any lower frequencies. any impurities. Just be still. Here we go. Be still. Om. 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 Be still and just simply let go. Let things be now. Gently, slowly, very gently and slowly come back to your body. Just gently move your fingers, move your toes. Gently and slowly come back. Take your time. Raise your hands in blessing. We'll just release excess energy. The energy your bodies cannot absorb. Release it by blessing Mother Earth. You can also visualize the people you love in front of you. Fill them with golden light. May all of them be blessed with good health, with happiness, with abundance and prosperity, and with spirituality. So be it. Bless your family and loved ones. Fill them with so much golden light. So it is. Now be aware of your feet and the base of your spine. Project golden light downwards into the earth. Fill Mother Earth with golden light. Let our beloved Mother Earth and all her children and all of creation be blessed with divine light, divine love, and divine power. Let our beloved Mother Earth be healed, regenerated, and revitalized. Blessings be to all. So be it, and so it is. Let's give thanks to the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother. Thank you to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers. Personally to my teacher, Master Chokhok Sui Mahaguju Jumain, thank you in full faith, and so it is. All right, so weeks longer than I expected again. So I hope that this session has been at least enlightening to most of you. Get a better awareness of your inner and outer space. Outer space. Okay, I'm talking about your living space or working space. All right. So if you know more about it, again, we're teaching the class in 2.5 weeks. Achieving Oneness with the Higher Soul. Between now and then, there's a workshop online that you can watch anytime. Just go to mastercode.org. It's called Heal and Reconnect with Spirit, where myself and Chandan Paramswara, I talk about the soul. He teaches you some self-healing techniques so you can better control your energy. And yeah, that's it. What else? And quick announcement, Prosperity Zen is closing next weekend. So the ones who still want to learn how to use energy to improve your finances, what is good energy, what is not good energy. There's a free workshop, 2 hours. Yeah, it's a long one. At least you have the tips and tools that you can use right away. And then from there, you decide if you want to do the entire program. Okay? Just go to mastercode.org. And Friday, as you know, Friday is coming up. Man, these things go fast, huh? Friday is Healing Day. So the morning session is going to be emotional healing. The evening session is going to be prosperity healing. Remember, we rotated. So last week was prosperity healing for the morning and emotional healing for the night. I think it was unworthiness is what we worked on last week. All right. So Friday morning is prosperity healing. The evening is emotional healing. No, wait. Emotional healing in the morning, prosperity healing at night. Make sure you have your saltwater bucket. I know some of you are new. You go, what are you talking about? Get a bucket. Okay. Fill it with water, maybe 1/3 of your bucket, and a handful of salt. Throw it in there. So you're going to have it next to you. When we do the meditation, so we do the self-cleansing, that's where you dump all the dirty energy. You don't want to just dissipate there. I've seen people do healing. They go, it's just like psychic pollution. Okay, salt and water. Water absorbs energy, salt disintegrates it. I know what some of you say, yeah, but in my technique, we don't need to clean. You don't want to hear my opinion on that because I've seen enough people say, oh, these things don't bother me. A few months later, they come up, they cannot move their arm, they have back pain, then this and that. Okay. Maybe pain is a good teacher, unfortunately. The key here is to prevent or minimize you from having to suffer. But some people, they know better, so you let them learn it the hard way. What you can do. But if you want to, just make sure you don't have crap flying all over the place. Have your saltwater bucket next to you. All right? So we will see you Friday morning for emotional healing. Again, the evening is prosperity healing. Namaste, everyone. Thank you very much for your comments. Thank you for letting us know how you like it or it stinks. I'm okay with it. Doesn't matter. It's your opinion. Right? But it helps us. If there are certain things that we need to improve, we definitely do our best. Namaste. God bless. And we will see you Friday morning.